Slightly unsure of my fingering tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hey! Hello, Karen. Well, there we go. Hello, everybody. How you doing? All right, it's time for the quiz. Time for the quiz. Time for the quiz. Time for the quiz. I'm just going to do a little post on Facebook. Notify the world of the quiz. Why don't you do the same? You know, hit share. And tell the people. I've turned the oven off. Yes, I have turned the oven off. That's good. Just about to do a quiz. All you need is a pen and paper, and you can win stuff. Link. Post. There we go. Right. Say hello, folks. And we'll do the quiz. We're going to hit the first question at 7:05 tonight. No exceptions, no mucking about. And it's going to be cool. My hair looks all funny. That's because I've been trying to cut it. And like myself. I'll do that. That looks okay. Right. Hello, Louisa. How you doing? How's Karen? How's Louisa? Let me know how things are going. Give me a clue. Has it been a good Wednesday, or an all right Wednesday, or a downright bloody awful Wednesday? Hello, Chris. In Wandsworth. I'm sure I heard on the news the other day, and I wouldn't normally pay attention, but because I've sent you a few things, Chris, I know that you live in Wandsworth, and I'm sure it said on the news that Wandsworth and one other district of London was experiencing corona disaster or something like that. So I hope you're okay. Hope everybody's okay. Hello, Craig. How you doing? Everybody all right? Come on, folks, tell me some news. Tell me what you've been up to. Give me a clue as to what's happening in terms of today, Wednesday, the 14th of April. I was thinking about April the 12th the other day. I went past without me really noticing, but I always remember April the 12th because it's Titanic Day, isn't it? That's the day the Titanic went down. Little trivia nugget. I don't know if there's a interesting on this day in history thing for today. Probably is. Let's have a quick look on Wikipedia. On this day in history, they do a bit of that sometimes. It's Tamil New Year in Southeast Asia. It's the day of the Georgian language. Wow. It's the Inco Alphabet Day in West Africa. That's actually pretty good stuff. I need to start looking at this section of Wikipedia a bit more often. That was the day that Abraham Lincoln was shot dead back in 1865. It was the day that an oxygen tank exploded on Apollo 13, leading the spacecraft to lose most of its oxygen and electrical power. All sorts of stuff going on. Right. Let's... thanks very much for telling me about the sound, Mr. Spedge. Spedge here, sun god. You might have been trying to tell me that the sun is good, the sunshine is good, but I'm just going to assume you were taking ownership of the title Sun God, because we need one of those. Craig's been doing it at homebrew, cleaning out the last homebrew, ready for making another. Cleaning it out, was that involved drinking it? Hey, Mark. Hello to Pavlov's dogs. Hello in beach ready Livingston. Just watered the window boxes after a hectic day at work. Not very exciting. When the watering stuff's pretty exciting. It's for me anyway. I'm the world's worst at keeping plants alive. They just die because I don't look after them properly. It's as simple as that. And all I've got to do is water them more often, and I'm always busy. I know everyone's busy, so it's no excuse. I should be able to keep plants alive, but I don't. I'm very bad at it. Bonsoir, bonjour, enchanté. Je cherche la bibliothèque. Où est le centre-ville? You know what I mean? Hello, Ollie. And hello to everybody indeed. Right, okay. It's just hitting 7 o'clock, so let's start talking about the quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the quiz scene up in front of your eyes so that you can see what's going on. There we go. Nice, huh? Nice orange. Orange is my colours. My Dr. Paul colours. Hello, Lorna and Marion. With the Lego heat. Hello, Mr. Mackey. Hello, Jane. Hello, everybody. Tell some news from your day, folks. Right, I'm going to start talking about the quiz. No mucking about tonight. I'm going to hit the finish at 8 o'clock tonight. Nothing's going to stop me, okay? I'm going to finish right on 8 o'clock. Nothing's going to stop me. This is the night it's going to happen, all right? Hiya, Tim. Hello, Denise. Hi, Janet. So give us a share, please, if you can, if you know how to do that on the old computer, phone, tablet, all that stuff. There's usually a button somewhere that says share. It's like 2 little devil horns on the side. Did someone say they'd been to the pub? I'm sure somebody went to the pub. Chris went to the pub. All very familiar. You're very strange. Did you have to book? Like, this is what we're looking at in Scotland now. When the pubs reopen, you've got to book a 2-hour slot. And it's like, oh, come on. Come on. Just open a pub. You know. The live quiz starts soon. If you've not been here before, welcome. This is Dr. Paul Quiz. I'm Dr. Paul. I'm the Quizmaster. How to play is very easy. Just get a pen and a bit of paper. Answer the questions as you go. Mark yourself after each round and don't put answers in the chat. That's the main rules. Okay, because everyone's just trying to answer the questions. So do not shout out answers in the chat. I couldn't help myself today. I had a macaroni pie. I was in the co-op for other reasons, and then there was a macaroni pie there. I was like, oh, no, I shouldn't, but I did. Hello, Mr. Dial. So me Scott's back. What's this? Me and Surrey called me after this fleeing drunk. I thought I was freezing at first when I was first reading it there. You can book, but just turned up and got a table. That's more like it. That's where the pub is. The pub isn't you book. The pub is you turn up. You see who's there. The exception to shouting out, not shouting out answers in the chat is if I specifically ask you a bonus question. If I do that, then it means the first person to answer the question in the chat gets their name on the wheel of names, which is this, something like this. That's a previous wheel of names. There's already 2 names on the wheel tonight. Keep your scores as we go, and then at the end you upload your score, like Jesus going up to heaven a few days after dying, when he come back to life and then went to heaven. But you upload your scores. Last time we played was Monday. These were the scores. UK Alliance were top of the tree. Look at that. Yeah, it was Karen not here on Monday. UK Alliance were top anyway, 72. Champion style. Mr. Doyle right up there. It was a hard quiz on Monday. That's fairly low scores for the top third. Marion, Lorna, John Meacham, and the Midsy Minions all up the top as well. And Triangle, Universe, Particle, you might know the reference. Chameleons, Quizballer, Social Outcast, Lumpy Gravy, Fabians, and Love Cats in the middle. And the Particle people down the bottom, Tromblon, Quarantine, and Noodle Doodles. We are one, and Spage, who is back in the land of the living. Hire me to do a Zoom quiz. Thank you. Get in touch if you want a Zoom quiz for your work or for your friends. Deadpool's open for May. Still got to wait till the end of April to see if Prince Philip really is the winner for this month. Our main sponsor tonight, and by the way, there's James the Baker, and he was testing me about the Prince Philip. Just saying, Joe, God save the Queen. He's a big fan of the Queen. And there he is. And he's sponsoring the quiz with Breed, the best breed in Edinburgh and indeed the world. Rab, the wannabe caption, misses you. Well, hello. I don't know what that means. But it's Big Mac. I miss Big Mac. I miss the Percy. Sunday night, 6 o'clock. That was a good one. There's some previous breadwinners. Look how happy they are. The breed makes you happy. Thank you to Beverly Middlemass, or Bev. Is it Bev or Beverly? Anyway, the Middlemass people are giving us another fantastic prize tonight. It's a pink G&T moment. Wow. I think it's basically gin and tonic in a box. Is there actual gin? There must be gin. Karen is emptying her bookshelves in your favour, and she's got another book for us tonight, Falcons of Fire and Ice by Karen Maitland. I know nothing about that. If anyone knows anything about that book, let us know, because I didn't have time to look up about it. Oh, I don't want to be captain. Right. I was thinking nobody wants to be a caption. The captain. Right, yeah, well, you never know. Maybe next month. Maybe that... I've been here on the 17th of May. I need to get in touch with some of the pubs, including the Percy, and just see what's going on. But you never know. Maybe by this time next month, we're just about to go for it, you know. Right, we are ready to do the quiz at 6 minutes past 7. Get your pen, get your paper. Here we go. There's gin inside. Good stuff. Yeah, they wouldn't do a box like that, and then there's like, you have to buy a gin yourself. That would be rubbish, wouldn't it? Good stuff. Okay. Same letter round. Here we go. You know the thing about the same letter round is that all of the answers begin with the same letter of the alphabet. So once you get the letter, the rest is easy. You're on your way, you know what I mean? So here we go. Question number 1. Which film, 1990 family film, was a blockbuster hit and spawned a sequel 2 years later, which was subtitled Lost in New York? So the sequel was called Main Name, Lost in New York. What's the original film? 1990 it came out. A family film and a really big hit at the time. Some of you will know that straight away. Some of you will now have the letter for the round. Number 2 is a science question. What sort of substances, and I know there should be a capital W there before anyone pipes up, for what? What sort of substances are adrenaline, cortisone, insulin, and estrogens? What's the one word that covers all of those things? That's question number 2. Number 3. Which famous fictional character who first appeared in print in 1997 was born on the 31st of July 1981? So the 31st of July 1981 is the birthday of a famous character. The day that character was born. The first book came out in 1997. So which fictional character are we talking about? I think this is a pretty straightforward round so far. I think most of you have got a letter by now. Question number 4, maybe slightly more difficult. Which town on England's south coast gives its name to the battle in 1066? No, this is not more difficult. This is easy as well. Pardon me. The battle in 1066 where William the Conqueror, should be a capital C, defeated the English King Harold. Okay, so William beats Harold, 1066. What's the name of the place that the battle is named after? It's a town on England's south coast. Is the last one any more tricky? Yeah, it is. Yeah. What was the name of Madonna's 2005 number 1 hit, which heavily sampled the ABBA song "Gimme, Gimme, Gimme, A Man After Midnight"? We were talking about this on one of the quizzes last week. Karen's ready. I'm not surprised. Karen's our top player, and that was not the world's most difficult round. Louise is ready as well. You tell me when you're ready, folks, and then we'll show you the answers. I'll just go quickly whip through them again. So Lost in New York is the sequel. What's the original film? Came out in 1990. Family blockbuster. Number 2, adrenaline, cortisone, insulin, and estrogens. Mr. Doyle's saying it might not have a plural S. Nah, I'm not sure. I'll check that in a minute, all right? But what's the word that covers all those things? Adrenaline, cortisone, insulin, and estrogens. Which famous character was born on 31st of July 1981? First appeared in print in 1997. What's the name of the town that the battle in 1066 is named after? The famous battle. And or the more famous battle from that year. And what was the name of Madonna's song that was basically a cover version of Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight, but with different words, which was number one in 2005. Right, I'm going to show you the answers in just a second. Let's just really quickly check out the plural of estrogens. Plural form of estrogen. Can be countable or uncountable. It can be estrogens or estrogen. So either or. It's one of the either or ones. So it's a good attempt to get on the wheel, but you don't get on the wheel for that. You know the deal, folks. If you spot a mistake that I've made on one of the slides and you say it before anybody else and you say it before I spot it and you're right, then you get on the wheel. But close but no cigar there. Right, let's get the answers up. Hiya, Bill. Right, did you get a letter? I'm sure you did. It was one of our most straightforward opening rounds for a while, I think. Letter H for high power voltage. Right, here we go. The film Lost in New York is Home Alone. There's Home Alone 2. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, but the original Home Alone was 1990. So Home Alone for 2 points. You get 2 points for each of these answers. Estrogens. The question would probably look tidier without that extra S, but adrenaline, cortisone, insulin, they're all hormones. Yeah. Hormones is the correct answer. Number 3, who was born 31st of July 1981? That is your old pal Harry Potter, the boy who lived. Number 4 is Hastings. Come on, you know that one. Battle of Hastings. And Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight is the original ABBA song. Madonna heavily sampled it, put some new words on it, bit of a remix. It's called Hung Up, so it's a little trickier, that one at the end. You score yourself 2 points for each one of those you got correct. So a maximum of 10 on the scores, on the questions, that is. But there's bonus points for the quiz. You add these points at this point. Now, and it goes like this. If somebody on your team is a subscriber to Dr. Paul YouTube, then you get 2 points. So if you're on YouTube and you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe and it gives you 2 points just straight away. You add somebody, if somebody on your team shares, you add 1 point if you've done a share. Share the quiz. You can do it right now. If you haven't already, hit share and you get 1 point. So that's 13 points. If you get all the questions, you get those. And there's an extra little 1 point if it's your birthday, which it probably isn't. Get some cryptic stuff coming in. Hastings bent coppers. What does that mean? Some kind of defund the police attack. Didn't know the song. Yeah. It's a good one. Didn't get a match. Right, yeah, the last one was difficult. The others, I think most of you would get them. Didn't get the last one. Put hello. Hello. Is it Madonna you're asking for? Yeah, lots of people missing the Madonna one, right? So Round had a sting in the tail. Oh, he didn't get Harry Potter as well. Blimey. Fictional character, 1997. Had the letter. Should have got Harry Potter, I think. Okay. Who is H? H is the guy out of Steps, isn't he? So let's crack on. I should maybe think of a bonus question for that round, because no one's on the wheel as yet. Let me just quickly look something up. Actually, a question. Right. What's the title of Home Alone 4? What's the full title for Home Alone, the fourth film? It's called Home Alone 4, Taking something something. Ben Copper's Line of Duty. I know a lot of people watch that. I don't know anything about it. Nah, not Lost in Aberdeen. Nah, there's never been a film made about that. Taking Back the House. Yeah, that's it. Chris M got in there first. Good one, Chris. Let me just go over to the wheel of names here and put Chris on the wheel. Excellent. There you are. Louisa was just behind you. Brilliant. Louisa is the first one to type the full thing, so I'll put Louisa on the wheel as well. Oops. Tim got the right answer. I did say taking something. So this is right, but Louisa was typed out the whole thing, so I think I'll put Louisa on the wheel as well. There we go. Okay, right, let's crack on. Let us not fanny about, as they say in Spain. Okay. Put Karen on the wheel for funniness, for taking the piss. Aye, she was the first one to crack that joke. Beak was only 2 comments behind with the same joke, but Karen was first. Aye, let's put Karen on. It made me laugh, actually, so let's put Karen on the wheel. I mean, Karen's already on the wheel for donating a prize, but let's get her on again. That's no harm done. Right, come on, I say let's get on with it, and then I'll start fanning about. Right, here we go. Picture round, 5 pictures, okay? So, race fashion. Question number 1. These people are enjoying a day out at Ascot races, but what is the decade? Using your knowledge of fashion, what is the decade here? Taking the wee twat outside and kicking his head in. That would be a pretty satisfying edition of Home Alone. Okay. To stadium. Go. In which European city is this soccer stadium? I don't know why I've put soccer instead of football, but there you go. Amsterdam, Milan, or Madrid? So it's maybe a clue there. Even if you don't know anything about stadiums or football, it might be a tiny little clue if your screen's big enough to see. Where is that stadium? Amsterdam, Milan, or Madrid? To be totally honest, this is a crap question, but here we are, you know. What is the name of this British king? James I, Charles I, or Richard I? It's another sort of fashion question because you can kind of tell from the clothes about the era, and that should zone you in a little bit. Not a great question. Nice outfit. But who is it? Is it James I, Charles I, or Richard I? Who's this? Well, that's not the question. I think you know who it is, but what city was the photograph taken in? It's a mugshot from a police department of which city? All right, this guy's a famous guy, just been arrested. This is the mugshot, but which city? There's nothing there. Look, it's just a number. Unless it was covering something important in another picture. Anyway, number 5. Who's this guy? Famous person pictured when they were younger. Born in 1972, has sold at least 150 million albums and singles. So, who's that? American music. It says pop music. He might be upset if he called it pop music, but it's music and it sells a lot. So it's popular, so it's pop. But here come the questions one more time, all right? So number 1, Ascot races. Name the decade. That's the thing. Number 2, name the city: Amsterdam, Milan, or Madrid. There is a small clue. James, Charles, or Richard I, who is the king? And number 4 is, which city was the photograph taken in? The mugshot of a famous person having just been arrested in the 90s. 95, I think. Yeah, in fact, definitely 1995 is the year. But what's the city? That's what I'm asking. And number 5, American pop star, 150 million records sold, born in 1972. Who is that? Who did that person grow up to be? Okay. So Denise is ready. Karen is ready. Louisa is ready. Lisa's just adding that you should... not everybody can get up to Morden, but if you do win the breed tonight and you go up to Morden to the bakery, then you get your pick. You get your choice of bread. Fresh. Still hot. Oh. Making me feel kind of weird just thinking about it. Weird in a really good way. You know what I mean? Right, okay. You all ready? Thank you, Beeg. Thank you, Janie. Thank you, Peter. Okay, here comes the answers for the picture round. Right, number 1. Top hats. That could be any era, really, but you got the fancy spats there. Would you call that flapper dresses? Maybe, in that style. 1920s is correct. All right. That is the 1920s. At Ascot. Hello, Len. The small clue I'm talking about is up here. Can you see my little cursor? Like up here, it's an advert for Grolsch. So that's... Where's Grolsch from? It's from Amsterdam. It's the Amsterdam Arena in the Netherlands. Number 3, that is James I. Not much to say about that. James VI of Scotland and 1st of the UK. 1st of England, 6th of, they just settled down with the numbers after that. Number 4. Oh, yeah, Hugh Grant, obviously. You know that. I think you know that anyway. But where was the photograph taken? It was Los Angeles. All right, Los Angeles. He'd been with a prostitute in a car. And that's him just after being arrested. He said afterwards that he'd made some bad decisions that night because he'd seen a film that he'd just made, or just seen a film that he'd finished making and thought that he was rubbish in it. So he went out and got absolutely leathered on booze. Ended up in a situation. What a night out. And who's the pop star? It's Eminem. Marshall Mathers, Eminem, Slim Shady, any of those names. That's the answers. 20s Amsterdam, James I, Los Angeles, Eminem. Well done for spotting the Grawl Shad, if you got that. Clush, the clush at or the clue. It's a nice word, isn't it? Clush. Right, bonus question to get on the wheel. Name any, I'm assuming there has been one. I'm going to look it up in the meantime, but can you name a record by Eminem that's been at number 1 in the UK singles chart? Oops, I've just accidentally spun the wheel. You might hear a name getting called, but forget about that. Some people are trying to anticipate the other question. Go for a Divine Brown, name of the prostitute. Right, first answer for this is Stan. I think you might be right. Let's just a quick check on my thing. Yeah, Stan. It was number 1 in 2000. Well done. Good answer, Louisa. And that puts you on the wheel. Again. So you've now got 2 Louisa Jobsons on the wheel, my friend. We've got 2 Louisa Jobsons on the wheel and 2 Karen Duffs too. Good stuff. Okay. 4 out of 10 for the fists in that round. Jeez, 8 out of 10? That's better. That's nice. Didn't get Eminem. He looks really Scottish. Yeah. Hey, pal. Mind your car. It's the ginger, isn't it? That's why he looks Scottish. What are the other ones, actually? Just while we're at it. The Real Slim Shady was number 1. Stan was number 1. Without Me, number 1. Lose Yourself was number 1. God, there's loads of them, actually. Tons. Just Lose It, Like Toy Soldiers, Smack That, The Monster, River, Godzilla. God almighty, loads and loads of number 1s. I didn't realise he was so successful over here. I thought he might have had 1 or 2. There's loads. Okay, let's get on to the next round. The next round is the music round. And it is a music round tonight. You know how this works. I'm going to play you 5 tunes. You have to name the artist that you can hear. And to help you, there is a list of possible options. And there they are. So without further ado, let me just get over to my music player. Here it is. Right, here's tonight's music round. Oops. That's midway through. Put it back to the start here. Right, here we go. Leave it up to me, you wouldn't worry none at all. Hot, sexy, funky, me funky, girl, me say that you want me, and it no matter what your man say, cause you know so that we are filling up one day. Hot, sexy, funky. Why, are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? Y'all don't want Whoa. In so deep, this air is best you share with me. This night is wild, so calm and dull. These hearts, they race full self-control. Your legs are smooth. And whatever happened Tuesday, it's so slow. Going down the old man with a transistor radio. Standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall. From New York to Hollywood, it's ladies' night, and girl, the feeling's good. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night. Oh what a night. Okay, sensational, good stuff on the music round. Janet's trying to get a little bit of action on the wheel, but I tell you, Janet, I just managed to look that up, and well, I'll show you just really quickly. Managed to look it up. See, Outcast sometimes written as out with a capital K in the middle, cast. So either way, so I win that one. Good effort though. Right, let's do that one more time. I'll give you one more chance to hear these tunes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Remember, all the answers are on that list. All right. Leave it up to me. You wouldn't worry none at all. Hot, sexy, funky. But funky, girl, me say that you want me, and it no matter what your man say, cause you know so that we are filling up one day. Hot, sexy, funky. Why, are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? Y'all don't want to hear me, you just want to dance. In so deep, this air is best.
You share with me this night is wild, so calm and dull. These from self-control, your legs are smooth.
And whatever happened Tuesday, it's so slow. Going down the old man with a transistor radio. Standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall. From New York to Hollywood, it's ladies' night, and girl, the feeling's good. Oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh yes, it's ladies' night. Oh what a night! Oh what a night!
Hey, some yeah, it don't matter, does it? It's just me helping. That's what that is. Let's give you the answers for those. Sound round answers. Right, the first one, that sexy ponke, me ponke, is Sean Paul. Number 2 is Outcast with a small K in the middle or a large K in the middle. Janet, listen, I'm going to put you on the wheel anyway for pointing that out, because it's, although you're not right that it was a mistake, you are right in a way, because it said sometimes they spell it like that. So yeah, all right. Why the hell not? Janet Marston's on the wheel. Okay. Dashboard confessional, the most boring out of the 5. Some kind of I was going to say modern band. It's probably from about 20 years ago now. 15 years ago. Dashboard confessional. No idea. Number 4, Van Morrison. The only person in this round that's named after a vehicle. And Kool and the Gang. Ladies' night. It's ladies' night on the wheel. Most people on the wheel are women tonight so far. Right, listen. Name another famous person who's named after a vehicle other than Van Morrison. Just first person to get anybody here. Any famous person. Famous means I've heard of them. Bob Sleigh. That's terrible. That's really bad. Or it might be good, but I've not heard of Bob Sleigh. Right, Mini Driver. That's great. That's perfect. There we go. Mini Driver. Mr. Mackey is on the wheel. Because it's ladies' night. Car. Lee Simon. Morris Gibb. That's good. Mercedes the Polar. What? Who's Mercedes the Polar Bear? I did say famous person, not famous polar bear. Randy Van Warmer. Two different people went for that. Oh, it's Mary and Richard. They're on the same wavelength. Ford Prefect, yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide. Jimmy Carr, yeah. Buster Rhymes, excellent. Ten out of 10. Number 3 was Disputed. What was that? It was Dashboard Confessional. Aye, that's one for the kids. That is. Right, let's get on with it. I've got Mags Hall from the Green Party on at 8 o'clock tonight to have a shot for the Greens at Pub Quiz versus Politics. Right, come on. Let's get finished on time. Right, conundrum time. Don't shout out the answer for these ones. For the conundrum, just try and solve it. If you manage to solve it in the 60 seconds, then you add 3 points to your score. If you do manage to solve it, you can share with us that you have solved it. You say something like, I've got it, or ready. But don't put the actual answer in, because everybody gets 60 seconds to solve this one. Here we go. It's just an anagram of a normal English language word. That's all it is. It's an anagram, but it's not the name of a person or a place or a thing or a film or anything like that. It's just a standard English language word. Bill's saying he's mints at music. Still got 6 out of 10. That's decent. Jonathan, I saw you were saying that it's a difficult quiz tonight. Still got 6 in that round. Pretty good. Oh, look. Mags is here already. I'm still cooking my dinner. Happy for you to run over. Now I want to hit it. Mags, hello and welcome, by the way. Now I'm going to try and hit it at exactly 8 o'clock. It's just better. Right, several of you have got it. Karen's got it. Jonathan's got it. Beeg's got it. That's good. We like Mags already because she's tuned in, not right at the last minute just to do the politics. But okay, time's up. 3 points if you got this one right. The solution is locations. Locations. Do you not normally get those? It's quite. It can be difficult. Anagrams is a thing that some people just don't get. I know when I do it in the pub, there's a section of people who just tune out for a few minutes while the anagram's on. They know they're not going to get it. I think they should try. What's Mags having for dinner tonight? Oh, greens. Well, I would imagine all sorts of vegan stuff, yeah. It's all your green party, in it. Just salads, leaves, stuff like that. Probably not beef or pork or horse or anything like that. Right, Noodle Doodle's got it. Big Mac got it, and they never get it. All right. Happy Wednesday. Oh, a C. All right, I thought you were just being funny. Bob Sleigh, but you meant Bob Dylan, and Bob's a type of vehicle. Right, yeah, that's good. You should, if you'd only typed the right thing, you'd be on the wheel now. Right, let's carry on. Thumbs up, please. If you like the quiz, please like the quiz actively with your thumb on your device or your mouse click, whatever you want to do. Because it helps the algorithm. Yeah, you know what I mean? And indeed, the Green Party candidate for Mid-Scotland and Fife is eating risotto with greens in it. Superb. Let's carry on. What we got now? A hexo. Time for a hexo. So, if you're familiar with hexo, then you can ignore the next 10 seconds. This is just me explaining how it works. So you're going to get a grid of letters a bit like this. That's just an example. This is not tonight's hexo. And I ask you a question, for example, who's the lead singer of Queen? 2 letters, and you go, Freddie Mercury. And then you find it on the board, FM, you see. And if you get the letters, you get the points. UK state broadcaster, 3 letters, that'd be BBC. So that's how it works, all right? So the answers, each answer has letters that are next to each other in order, but the different answers can be in different parts of the board. You know what I mean? If you don't know what I mean, just ask me. Okay, here we go. Here's the actual hexo for tonight. Number 1 is the author of Dracula. Famous horror novel. Really famous horror novel. But who was the writer of that? You're looking for 2 letters, first name and surname, and the 2 letters that make that person's name are on the grid, and they are together. Other thing I should say about hexo is the answers do not overlap. All right, so you can't use the same letter more than once. So if you can definitely find it, then you can rule it out from the other ones. Okay, number 2 is a Disney animated film from 1955. 4 letters make up the title for this one. So a Disney animated film, a firm Disney favourite over the years. Came out in 1955. 4 letters, all right? Number 3, Australian state, which includes the city of Fremantle. So one of the states of Australia, which includes the city of Fremantle. That is question number 3. Find the letters on the board. You don't even have to know what the letters stand for. You just got to find the letters. Number 4. Right, a hoppy beer style. If you're into beer, you might know this. It's a style of beer, and it's named after the territory it was primarily exported to. All right, so the name of it is 3 letters. Still popular in the pubs today, when the pubs are open, you know what I mean? But it's named after the place it was exported to. It's made in Britain, but exported. It was particularly popular in one place, and that's why it's got the name. Okay, I think that's enough clues. And number 5 is the camel flu. All right, this is the proper name for disease that was known as the camel flu. Now, I don't have my specific notes open, so I'm just going to go and check this out. Maybe just give you slightly more than that. It's a virus, a viral respiratory infection. There's no vaccine, but it's not as big as COVID. Okay, so you let me know when you're ready, folks. And we'll get on to the answers. Ms. Duff is ready. That's superb. Better not leave comments up because sometimes I don't notice or I forget that I'm covering up part of the board. Mixed bag here. You got a writer, you got a film, you got a state, you got a type of beer, and a disease. Yeah, I like Hexo as well. I like putting it together. It takes ages to put it together, but it also feels quite satisfying. I was editing it at 1:45. I thought I'd done it. Round about 22, I thought, I've no checked tonight's quiz. I started going through it. Mistakes everywhere. Had to do some last minute edits on this. Right, Karen's ready, Jonathan's ready, Marion's ready. Let me know if you're ready, folks. I like to see a few more readies before I move on. 2 points for every answer. No matter the number of letters. That's just the number in the brackets is just the number of letters. Ready, we think, says Ollie. Peter's ready, Chris is ready. Okay, let's do it. Let's get these answers. Okay, if you're not quite sure, if you just make some decisions, get something written down. And here we go. Right, Dracula author, Irish born. It's Bram Stoker, Irish writer. BS is Bram Stoker. There he is in the top left of the grid. The Disney film came out in 1955. I wonder if this was difficult or not. It's kind of easy when you know it, but Lady and the Tramp. L-A-T-T, Lady and the Tramp. And I double checked it. There's no the. It's just Lady and the Tramp. It's not the Lady and the Tramp. Number 3, Australian state, which has Fremantle. Fremantle is a bit like Leith. It's the port that's next to a bigger city. The bigger city is Perth, and it is Western Australia. The hoppy beer is IPA, India Pale Ale. Got its name because it was exported in large quantities to India, presumably to British people out there. I'm not sure. And the camel flu is MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. First identified case occurred in June 2012 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Most cases have occurred in the Arabian Peninsula. Camel flu sounds like some kind of racist thing, but I think it's just... but it's right there in the first line of Wikipedia. MERS, also known as camel flu. So let's just assume that's legit. Yay, 10 out of 10. I think we're all glad that you got 10 out of 10. Spedge, on the road to recovery. Doctor's orders. Get on that quiz and get some 10 out of 10s. That's what the doctor was saying. Bum, bum, bum. 4. Bum. No idea for 2 or 5, says Tim. Lady in the Tramp. That's the one with the dogs and them eating spaghetti. What's the large bonus question to get on the wheel? What is the largest city in South Australia? Let's crack on with some Australian geography. What is the name of the largest city in South Australia? Louisa is straight in there. No mucking about. Although I'm getting to know this now. That might be a Graham one. That might be a... maybe Louisa knew that. But quite often, if there's a geography-related one and a quick answer, Louisa often says, that was Graham. So Louisa goes on the wheel. I heard some Australians talking about Adelaide, and their kind of withering put down was that it's not bad Adelaide. It's kind of a nothing city. I looked at it once in Street View. It looked really desolate and bleak. Empty, soulless. Now what? All right. There you go. See, I knew as soon as I do that, it would be you. I was trying to give Graham his credit, but credit to you, Louisa. Lived in Australia for 2 years. Did it make you more racist or less racist? Quite a racist place, isn't it? Oh, I should have done that just to make it a bit more clear. Right, let's carry on. We've got 2 rounds to fit in before we meet. Well, we've kind of met Mags in the chat, in the comment, but we're going to meet her on screen. Greens are in a good position, you know. They had a good first showing, so hopefully for Mags, she can carry that on. Right, where are we? 50-50. Now, this was suggested by Robin Phillips. Car logos. Now, I hate cars. I seriously despise motor vehicles, but I'm prepared to write questions about them. It's okay. Made you more racist. But back to being unracist now, after 10 years back. Aye, it kind of wears off after a while. I think I was the same with Greece, you know. I lived in Greece for a couple of years, about 10 years ago. They're pretty racist down in Greece. Anyway, here we go. Car logos, all right. Animal. What animal is on the insignia or logo of the Ferrari motor car company? Ferrari. Is that a bull or a horse? You know who's surprisingly racist? Is New Zealanders. I was down in New Zealand once, and it slightly took me by surprise how racist they were. Number 2, what does the B stand for here? Is it Bentley or Bugatti? Nice B with some wings coming out of it. A little bit fascist. But what is it? Bentley or Bugatti? Number 3. Which of these logos is made out of 3 ovals? Quite nice design-wise. Toyota or Triumph? Which logo is made out of 3 ovals? Toyota or Triumph? 4, which car logo incorporates the gender logo for men? Or sex logo, or, you know what I mean, the symbol for male. Honda or Volvo? That's question number 4 in car logos. Although I hate cars, I kind of enjoyed writing this round, actually. It's quite interesting. Like a bit of design. And this is interesting. So according to Elon Musk, what does his Tesla logo represent? Is it the cross-section of an electric motor? Or is it a schematic diagram of an electron? So what's that all about? You see the logo there, Tesla. Looks a bit like a T, but what else does it represent? Does it represent a cross-section of part of an electric motor or a schematic diagram of an electron? That is your 5 questions for car logos. Let's just go back over them one time so you know which one's which. Then we've got one more round after this. Then we've got pub quiz versus politics. Okay, so Ferrari, is that a bull or a horse? What's the B stand for here? Bentley or Bugatti? Which is made out of 3 ovals, Toyota or Triumph? Which car logo incorporates the gender logo for men? Honda or Volvo? And according to Elon Musk, what is how'd they come up with that Tesla logo? Is it part of a cross-section of an electric motor, or is it a schematic diagram of an electron? Okay. Hope you enjoyed those. Thanks to Robin Phillips for suggesting those. I don't know if Robin's here tonight. Is it not Elon Musk? Nah, Elon Musk. That's his name. For a completely unrelated reason, I was looking at his Wikipedia page earlier today. And there's a name, there's a word for people like him, which is centibillionaire. He's got $100 billion. That's just, I mean, billionaires are ridiculous enough. It does. Yeah, it looks like a carpet tag. Maybe that's what he was really thinking. And then he came up with the other one later. Right, you all ready? I think you're ready. Come on, let's do it. 50-50 round. Answers. Car logos. Right, animal on the Ferrari is a horse. A prancing horse. Should really have the logo there so you can see, but I think most of you know that one. What's the B here? It is Bentley. I was unsure for a second there, but it's Bentley. I wrote the question, can't remember, but it's Bentley. Bentley. Which logo is made out of 3 ovals? That is Toyota. Okay, that's what it looks like. I can't decide if I think that's good design or not. Like on the face of it, it looks quite simple, which is good design, but it's all the embellishments and shading and stuff like that. It looks kind of crap. Number 4, which car logo incorporates the gender logo for men? Volvo, which you can see. Now listen, bonus question to get on the wheel. What metal is represented by that logo as well? The circle with the arrow pointing out of it. It's used to represent male or men. But what metal does it also represent? First person to answer that will get on a wheel. Yes, we have a right answer. Iron is correct. Alistair. And it's the metal meaning, which is why it's the logo for Volvo, because it represents iron, and Sweden is known for high quality iron ore, apparently. It's also a symbol used for the planet Mars. So iron, Mars, men, whoa, all tough stuff. 2 comments before Alistair got it right with iron, Marion said, oh, the irony. Was that some kind of mad correct answer, or is that just a coincidence, or what were you talking about? Nah, not polonium. Close, but no. Well, aye, Marion said, oh, the irony. I mean, that appeared just as I was finishing asking the question. So I'm thinking she was maybe meaning something else. She can tell us. And the meaning, according to Elon Musk, what does the Tesla logo represent? It's a cross-section of an electric motor. And there's a kind of picture to show you. So there's a motor on the left, then a sort of graphic version of it, then a slightly more graphic version, then a little bit of it, and then that's the Tesla logo, you know? I'll take your word for it, Mario. I'll put you on the wheel, right? Because it's ladies' night. Feelings right. Okay, 10 out of 10 for the space. 10 for Karen. 10 for Janie. Put half on the wheel. Half on, half off. Went for Bugatti. Yeah, I might have thrown you with my fascist reference because you might have been thinking Italy for that. Right. One more round is 5 to 8, so we're going to finish just about in time. There's all the answers. Horse, Bentley, Toyota, Volvo, and electric motor cross section. All right. Show. And some good 10 out of 10s in that round. Nice one, Jane. Nice one, Richard. Louisa and Craig. Lumpy Gravy got 8 out of 10. Marion got 10 as well. Nice one. Okay, right. Final round is the double or bust round. This is the last round in the main part of the quiz. After this, I'll get you to upload your scores. And this round is make or break, big time. Okay, you get 4 points for a correct answer, which is double because most questions are 2, but in this round, they're worth 4 points. So if you answered all 5 and you got them all right, you get 20 points. Wow, massive. Thing is, if you put one wrong answer down in this round, then you get bust. Okay, so each answering a question comes with a risk. To avoid getting bust, to do away with the risk, you can leave blanks. You don't have to answer all of the questions. You choose which ones you go for. But if you actually answer one and get it wrong, then you're bust. All right, you understand? Okay. Let's see now. So 5 and they're just straightforward trivia questions. Number 1, the NATO phonetic alphabet starts with Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. But what is the word for the letter R? R is for Richard Rennick, usually. But what's the R for in the NATO phonetic alphabet? That's question number 1. Question number 2 in the double or bust round. It's about the letter O. Before Scottish school children sat standard grades and national 4s and national 5s, which is what they have these days, the main 4th year qualification from school used to be called O grades. What did the letter O stand for? I think I did O grades. I can't remember if it was standard grades or O grades. I think it was O grades when I was there. But what did the letter O stand for? It stands for a word. Okay, but what word? Number 3, which actor was nominated for Best Actor at the Oscars, this is, 4 times before finally winning in 2016 for The Revenant? So it's in the title, it's not in the question, but we're talking about the Academy Awards here, the Oscars. Which actor was nominated 4 times for Best Actor before finally winning it in 2016 for the film The Revenant? That is question number 3. Name that actor. Number 4. This is a classic double or bust question. How many stars on the flag of China? All right. Try and picture the flag of China in your head. It's red, and there are some yellow stars on the flag because they're big Partick Thistle fans in China. But how many stars are on the flag? Got to get this one right. There's no leeway on the stars. You've got to get the right number of stars. And the last one, question number 5, is it a year question? Yes, it is. So to get the points here, you've got to get within 3 years of the correct answer. And the question is this: what year Gemini scored 0 points for Britain in the Eurovision Song Contest, which is the only time the UK has ever finished with 0 points. And Thora Hird died. So give or take 3 years. So if your answer is 3 years out, you get the points. If you're 4 years out, you get bust. Either way. Yeah. So you decide which ones you're going to go for and then tell me you're ready. That's not correct. It's definitely Hird. Thora Hird. Oh, that's right, though. That is a mistake, Caroline. So you go straight on the wheel for that one. Nicely spotted. I altered the order of some of the questions. That's what happened there. So what you can see there, that's actually question 5. Thanks, Caroline. Okay, here they are one more time, then we're going to get the answer. So number 1 is Alpha Bravo Charlie, but what is the letter R in NATO phonetic alphabet? Number 2, what does the O stand for in O grades, which used to be the qualifications you got at school? Number 3, who won the Oscar for The Revenant for Best Actor 2016, been nominated 4 times previously? Number 4 is how many stars on the flag of China? This is question number 4. How many stars on the flag of China? And the last one should say question number 5. But what year? Gemini got a 0 score for Britain. No points. And it's the only time that's ever happened for the UK. And Thora Hird died. Get within 3 years to get the points. Now, I think it was Bill earlier reminded me to remind you about donations because I completely forgot on Monday. So thanks very much. Bill, I'm pretty sure that was you earlier on. Thanks very much. Appreciate you remembering stuff I can't remember. So the thing is, I do this for tips, folks. You're welcome to do the quiz and pay nothing. That's fine because everyone's struggling. Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe you're doing all right. I'm struggling. So any tips that I get are gratefully received. I'm feeding my family this way until I can get back in the pub and make decent money. So any tips that come in are sincerely appreciated. Thank you very much. That's the link I've just put in there. Also, you can find the link in the information underneath the video. No points and 0 points. They didn't get any points in the whole Eurovision. They got no points from any country. And that's pretty unusual. In fact, it's the only time it's ever happened for the UK. That's what it means. Basically, they screwed up. What's this? Capital A is wrong. Well, for which question? Oh, and Thora Hird. Yeah, you're right. You're completely right. Big Mac. You're on the wheel as well. That's the deal, folks. You find the mistakes, you get on the wheel. Okay, right, let's get on with it. Let's get the... you know what? I've not done it. It's 2 minutes past 8. I thought I was going to do it tonight, but I've been talking too much. Here come the answers. Double or bust. So, Alpha Bravo Charlie. R is Romeo. Romeo. 4 points if you went for that and you put Romeo. Number 2, the O in O grades. I know there's some chat about O levels. O grades. O levels was England and probably Northern Ireland and Wales as well. But O grades here in Scotland, and it was ordinary. Ordinary. Well done. You got an ordinary grade. Number 3, The Revenant. That is Leonardo DiCaprio. There he is. Bit of pain, bit of suffering. That'll get you an Oscar. They don't do comedy. They don't like comedy. At the Oscars, they like people suffering and crying and bleeding and nearly dying and stuff. How many? Right, this is a difficult one. Did you go for this? Difficult one to do from memory. It's 5 stars. Bonus question to get on the wheel. What was the surname of 5 Star, the pop band from the 80s, who had loads and loads of hits? And they were all members of one family. English group. Fantastic pop act. But what was the surname of 5 Star? Pearson is correct. Hey, there you go, Big. You were complaining about always getting beaten to the punch, but there you are. You're first on. Typo, but you obviously knew the answer. Mr. Mackey's the first one to get it with the correct spelling, so I'll put John on as well. Okay, and the last question in this round, the what year question. Thora Hird died. Gemini got no points. Disastrous year. 2003. So if you said between 2000 and 2006, then you get the points. Oops. Listen, I'm just doing that from memory. It was Pearson, wasn't it? This is this quiz thing. You get stuff in your head. Then you've gone and said Stedman. No, Stedman was the first name of one of the guys. That was it. Yeah, Stedman, Lorraine, Denise, Doris, and Delroy Pearson. That's it. Right. Okay. It was, I think it was Jonathan there put Stedman, and I was like, oh no, that is Stedman, but that's one of the guy's first names. Okay. That's all the answers together. What we got? 76 tonight. Hey, all right. Yeah, beauty. Topper. 62 at the Doyle place, and you were saying it was difficult earlier, so that's a good score in the end. 55 down at Janie's place. 76 for Marion. Oh, I said that already, but let's celebrate it again. Weren't sure about the DiCaprio one, right? Okay, interesting. I think I've spelled his name wrong, by the way. I think it should be a capital D. Anyway, don't at me. Right, we're going to play politics versus pub quiz, or pub quiz versus politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the thing I need to do first is give you the address to upload your scores for tonight. Thank you very much. So, if you've got any questions for Mags, you can put them in the chat. So I'll see if I can get to them. There's the upload. Click on that. Upload your score, team name and score, and I'll do a league table for tonight's scores. But we'll say goodbye to those answers, and we will say hello to Mags. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Mags. You can hear me, yeah? I can hear you just great.
Yep, I can indeed.
Now, tell me, you're standing in mid-Scotland and Fife, is that correct?
Yes, so I am the second on the regional list for Mid-Scotland and Fife, and I am also our constituency candidate for Cowdenbeath. I believe I'm the second Cowdenbeath. Yes, I believe Cowdenbeath constituency candidates are taking over the quiz, apparently. But yes.
Well, yeah, we had Darren Watt from the Tories on a couple of weeks ago. Have you met him?
I have at public meetings and political stuff in the past. It's a close-knit political community in Fife. We mostly all know each other. So yes,
no, he was a very nice chap, you know.
Yeah.
No, you're not committing on that one, right? Okay, well, we'll switch
I'm not. I only know him in a professional capacity, and generally we're on other sides of the argument. So
absolutely, yeah, for sure. But a guy's a human being as well, you know. Anyway, so do you live in Cowdenbeath?
I live in Dunfermline, so I'm in the big town.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do people in Dunfermline regard Cowdenbeath?
No, so the Cowdenbeath constituency is actually much bigger than Cowdenbeath. It's basically everywhere in between. You've got Dunfermline and you've got Kirkcaldy are the two big towns, and then everything in between comes under that Cowdenbeath constituency. So it's
what
also
about Kelty? Is Kelty in it?
Kelty, Logelly, but also it goes down to Dalgety Bay and Rosyth and Aberdour and North Queensferry, Cardenden. It's a really quite a big area. So I think some people, there's a lot of folk when I say I'm standing in Cowdenbeath, they're like, oh, I don't live in Cowdenbeath, I can't vote for you. But actually, if you're anywhere between Dunfermline and Kirkcaldy, you'll be able to vote for me. You're in the Cowdenbeath constituency, so it's quite
well. That's good to know. What about the Mid-Scotland thing? What is Mid-Scotland? I've never really heard that term.
So that's the region. So in addition to your constituencies, there's 8 parliamentary regions, and that's
I know that. But where is Mid-Scotland? Where does it go to? How far west does it go?
Mid-Scotland is all of Stirling Local Authority, Clackmannanshire, and Perth and Kinross, and then there's the Fife part as well. So it is massive. There's four local authorities that we cover, and it goes all the way from the Forth Bridges all the way up to Dromochtar. Is it? No, maybe not Dromochtar. Just past Blair Athol, anyway, on the A9. And then over to the west, Loch Lomond.
As far as Loch Lomond, I was going to say, because Stirling Council area goes all the way over there. So what about yourself now? Like a few of the people we've had on, I'm not making judgments, but I am making a judgment. You look quite young. What are you doing in politics? Should you not be at a rave spreading COVID or something like that, you know?
I'm not as young as I look. It was my 36th birthday at the weekend, so yeah, I've got my COVID spreading raves done and dusted out the past, and I am I didn't really get involved in politics until I joined the Greens after the independence referendum, like a lot of people of our age, and then I didn't start kind of getting really active. I didn't get my first job in politics until I was 30. So, I did. My background was in more grassroots community organising on environmental and food sovereignty projects.
What is food sovereignty? What's that?
So food sovereignty is a global food movement that's about putting food producers and consumers in control of the food system. So it's about trying to get round the corporate power and the corporate dominance that controls much of our food system and our land at the moment, and take it back to the grassroots again. So it
sounds a little bit like the beginning of Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Well, I don't know if there was much food production on the farm in Animal Farm, really. I think there was lots of arguing and political organising, but not much farming. I don't know, it's been a while since I've read.
Once they got rid of the guy, like when the guy was there was loads of food getting, and then anyway, it's worth it. Have you read it?
A long time ago,
It's a banger. Believe me, it's an absolute banger from start to finish. And the great thing about it is you can read it in one afternoon. And I'm not a fast reader, but I read it in one afternoon. Well worth a read. Anyway, so I just got to answer a question because Big Mac was saying, when's the wheel? The wheel's at 8:30, right? We're going to do pub quiz versus politics, then spin the wheel at 8:30. That's what's going to happen. That's a good question, actually. Jonathan's asking us, what happens if you win the constituency but also win on the shortlist? Because what happens?
Yeah, so what they do with all the Scottish elections is they count the constituencies first, and then they allocate the constituency seats, and then they go and figure out the party seats, and the list seats, they go to the party. If the person on the list for the party's already won a constituency, they just go to the next one down. So so that's why you'll see most of the big hitters, even in the SNP, like even Nicola Sturgeon and that, they're on the list for their parties as well as.
I know it's the same for Anna Sarwar as well.
So it just goes to the next person on the list then. And then if you get to the bottom of your list, then and you don't have anyone left, then your party doesn't get a seat.
Right. Okay, so you got to make sure it's a fairly easy job to get people on the list. So just before we do the quiz, just briefly, I know it's been a weird campaign and you can't get out. Well, I think you can get out and about now, is what Katrina McDonald was telling us on Monday. But what are your chances? What are your chances of becoming Mags Hall MSP? How's it looking?
It's looking really good for the Greens. Like, we're genuinely, the polls have consistently got us polling between 9 and 12%, which would be the best result ever for the Greens. So a lot of them were at the moment, I think there was another poll came out today that had us on 10 MSPs. The most we've ever had is 7. So that would be a record result for us. So I'm second on the list. Top of our list of Mid-Scotland and Fife is Mark Ruskell, who was our MSP last session. To get him back in again, we just need to get just over 6%. So we're pretty confident about getting him back in again. To get me in as the second list, we're needed in the region of 12%. So the good polls that we've got coming out at the moment have me just on the curb of getting in there. So
I can feel your excitement. It feels like you're just about on the cusp of something here. Now, listen, let's get on with the quiz because that's what we're here for. Now, you were pretty keen when I was getting in touch with people. You kind of jumped on it, and are you a quiz person? Yeah.
I've got my quiz winner badge on here.
Oh yes, that's the real thing, folks. I can vouch for that.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely love quizzing. So obviously over in Dunfermline, so I can't come to your quizzes regularly, but we do like a Monday night quiz in the Brass Monkey from time to time. That's where I got this.
Yes. Right. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. What was your team called down there?
We're usually the Fuzzy Ducks, but sometimes it varies a little bit. So. And at my first date with my boyfriend was to one of your quizzes. He took me to a Dr. Paul quiz.
Of course he did.
Yeah, that was 6 years ago, and it's still going strong. So if you need a testimony for how good it is taking a girl to a Dr. Paul quiz on a first date, I can do that.
Thanks for that. I'll probably get that in writing from you later on. I'll put it on my testimonial. So that's good stuff. Yeah. Right. I'm going to get on with the quiz. I don't know if you saw the other ones, but the format of this is fairly straightforward. It's 10 questions, but they go up in value. So the first one's worth 1 point, so it's easy. Second one's worth 2, a little bit harder, and so on up to 10 points. So if you got them all right, you would score 55 points. I think you only need about 20 to get the Greens back in the lead, because we had a great showing from Jodie Jameson, who was on first. So here we go. And the first one is kind of a gimme. It should be fairly easy, although we've had a couple of people miss the 1 point question. So here we go. Question number 1. It's a geography question. What is the only official city in Scotland whose name starts with the letter S?
Stirling.
Very good. Right, no problems at all. And that's in your zone as well. So
I'd get an absolute ribbon. My office is in Stirling, and I would get a bit of a ribbon if I got that wrong.
See, if I'd actually thought these were for you, I might not have put that in there, could just, to avoid you getting absolutely roasted. But you got it right, so no problem. Right, question number 2 is about engines with faces. In the Thomas the Tank Engine stories, what is the predominant colour that Thomas himself has painted?
He's blue.
Yeah, fantastic. We're off to a flyer. 2 easy questions and full points so far. And it gets slightly more difficult as we go on. Question number 3 for 3 points. Which Rowntree's chocolate bar was launched in 1976 and aimed at the male market, aided by a series of television adverts depicting truck drivers eating the bar? So they tried to sell it by making it a man's chocolate bar. What was this?
That was a Yorkie.
That's right, yeah.
Not for girls. Incredibly sexist.
Well, you see, by the time they came out with the Not For Girls thing, that was well into the 90s, and it had become sort of ironic by then. But maybe the Greens will outlaw that sort of thing if you get in. I don't know. Question number 4.
So I was going to say it was shite chocolate anyway, so the guys can have it.
There we go. Right, question number 4 is a 50-50 question, right? What is the first name of the woman who wrote The Gruffalo, which was first published in 1999? Is she called Bronwyn or Julia?
She is called Julia Donaldson. Do I get a bonus point for that?
Nah, you get nothing. You just get a warm feeling of satisfaction that you're just all over this, so it's to propel you on to greater things as the questions get more difficult. But 100% so far, you're going absolutely fantastic. Question number 5 is a sports question. Which city in England has held the snooker world championships every year since 1977?
I'm quite partial to watching lots and lots of snooker. It's in Sheffield.
That's a very good answer. I take it when the Greens get in, the value of the green ball's going to go up, yeah?
Yes, definitely. That'll be the top one.
Absolutely. Make it more difficult as well, because up the other end of the table. Anyway, number 6. So these are getting more difficult. What was the name of the Russian Navy submarine which sunk in August 2000, killing everybody on board? It was a great disaster for the Russians. A submarine sank and everybody died in the year 2000. Can you remember the name of that submarine?
Am I getting options? No, I forgot to.
No, this is a straight one. This is a straight one. This is why they're getting a little bit more difficult.
I think I do know this because it absolutely fills me with horror. Like, one of my biggest fears is being on a submarine. Never mind getting trapped on a submarine, just being on a submarine under the sea is awful. Because I remember reading this and it'd been awful. Was it the Kursk?
Very good. I don't know if that fear information was just to buy you thinking time, but if it was a tactic, it worked. The Kursk is absolutely correct. You're going great. You haven't dropped a single thing so far, but we're into the difficult questions now. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right. Number 7 is who can run at a faster maximum speed? Camels or human beings? Who's the best? Who can go the fastest? Camels or human beings?
Right.
The fastest ever person or the fastest ever camel?
Camels are really they look slow when you see them run, but they're really tall. So they'll cover a big distance, and they race camels in the Middle East as well. So you would think that there would be no point in racing camels if you could just run and be faster than the camels. So I'm going to go camels.
That's well worked out. That's worked out with logic and precision. 7 points for that one, Mags. Okay, we're into the difficult ones now, or what I've put as difficult ones. You never know. It's just a case of whether you know them or not. Question number 8: which animated kids film sequel of 1999 included a villain who was called Emperor Zurg? That's Zurg. Emperor Zurg was the villain in which kids film. Animated film came out in 1999, and it was a sequel.
Right. This is my weak. Films in general are my absolute weak point. I'm gonna have to try and do a logical guess on this. 1999 sequel, animated, and I've not seen it, so it's probably not a Disney one.
Yeah, Emperor Zurg.
An emperor. Ah.
You're gonna have to push you for an answer.
Ah, right. Like,
Come on, Max.
I was going to say Monsters Inc., but the sequel to that was Monsters University because I watched it the other week. No, I can't even think of that. I'm sorry.
All right, bad luck. That's the 8-point question away, but it was Toy Story 2.
I've not seen any of the Toy Stories. Like, I've not even seen the first one. I need teammates for film questions.
Yeah, well, it is difficult because it's not a team situation. Doing this head to head is extremely difficult. So you're doing tremendously well. We've got 2 questions left. Here's the 9-point question. Which acid has the molecular formula H2SO4?
Right. So H is hydrogen. What was it?
H2SO4.
Hydrogen sulfide?
Yeah, I can see what you're doing. It's not right. It's sulfuric acid.
Okay.
Sulfuric acid. Right. Okay. You've missed the 8, missed the 9, but you can get 10 points here. Okay. You can finish off on a big bang. Like the main quiz, it's a what year question, and like the main quiz, you got a leeway. On this one, you can get 5 years out either way. All right. So the question is, what year did these 2 things happen? Amelia Earhart disappeared over the Pacific Ocean. She was an aviator, and The Hobbit was published for the first time. So those things happened in the same year. Have a guess at the year. If you get within 5 years, you get 10 points.
Right. I'm pretty sure The Hobbit was published in the 1930s, and I think that would be around the big time for Amelia Earhart as well. So it's 5 points either way. So I'm going to go slap bang in the middle of 1935 and hope that I'm right in thinking it was the 30s.
So you're going for 1935. You are close enough. It's 1937. Very good answer. Brilliantly worked out as well. And a fantastic score, 48 points out of 55. That's certainly one of the best so far. And I think I can just about give you the scoreboard, actually, because I've got it all set up tonight. I'm slightly better prepared than I was last time. So I'll put your score in there. I'll go to this other page. I'll refresh it like this. Oh, yeah. Very, very good. Right. Sort it largest to smallest, make it a little bit smaller. And then if I do this bit of magic here, share the screen, and you should be able to see this. And it's a big triumph. It's a fantastic effort by Mags Hall from the Greens, and we can see that's the scores. There you are.
Smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Oh, I'm annoyed I didn't get one more. I'm going to go for the ton.
Don't be greedy, Mags. You did you got 48 points, which is a tremendous score. Well done to Mags Hall, who's I just had the information on the list. I didn't realise you were the candidate for Cowan Beath as well. So great stuff. While I've got you, right, because I did say to people earlier on, if you've got questions for Mags, I don't want to make this too much about politics.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Hang on. Sorry, what? Louisa Jobson said in the comments there, hydrogen sulfate is the same as sulfuric acid.
Louisa! Hydrogen sulfate is the same as sulfuric acid. I know she said sulfide, but was pretty close.
It's really close. Okay, it's really close because I was doing the chemical thing in my head, like translating what you'd said.
Well, listen, I've always been of the mindset that it's not a Quizmaster is always right thing. So what I'm going to do is just nip over here to Wikipedia, also known
All
as
right, okay.
God. And let's see what we can find. So if I say, so my answer was sulfuric acid. I'm going to look that up. Sulfuric acid. Okay. And then also known as oil of vitriol. What I'm going to do is I'm going to search for hydrogen sulfate. All right. Hydrogen. So that's what Louisa was saying. Louisa was saying hydrogen sulfate is the same as sulfuric. What did you say? Hydrogen sulfide.
Well, but I've got a Fife accent mind, so like.
Brilliant, right?
Well, heard, but I definitely said hydrogen sulfate.
I think you did. I'm going to look up the difference between sulfate and sulfide. I like to get to the bottom of it. You know, I don't feel bad. See, if you'd done really badly, I would definitely give you that. But like, you're way at the top of the table. So to be fair to the other people, I'm just going to be.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to win by cheating.
Or sulfite. What's it? Hang on. You know what I need for this one is Google. Actually, what is the difference? I mean, somebody probably knows in the comments if you want to tell us. But right, there's a search term. What's the difference between the main difference between sulfate and sulfide is that the sulfate is an anion and sulfide is a chemical compound. I don't know what that means. Well, look. Louisa's gone, oops, just checked it. I think I'm wrong. So sorry. Nah, look, you've done well enough. You've got an amazing score now.
Louisa said underneath, give me a point so I can achieve a ton.
No. No, I've got to play fair. I think people are, let's see. Yeah, look. Alistair says hydrogen sulfide is H2S. Okay. I mean, come on.
It's worth a try. It's fine.
It is worth a try. Look, you were as close as you could possibly get and still be wrong. So you've certainly not shamed yourself. You've certainly not shamed yourself, and you've done an amazing job, Mags.
Thank you.
Well done. Now, was anybody, Big Mac, saying, would you give this much wriggle room for a Tony? Yes, I would. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be fair to everybody. Big Mac, I'm an honest broker in the quiz world here. Now, let's see, were there any other political questions? Oh, no, there was one here. Look, Big Mac was saying, loads of folk in your constituency work in the oil industry. How will you protect their jobs? And would you work with Alba? Separate question.
Okay, so on the first question there is, there's pretending that oil and jobs in the oil and gas industry will continue in perpetuity is dishonest, and it's betraying those workers themselves, because we know that scientifically we cannot burn the amount of oil and gas that there is left in the North Sea, never mind any more oil and gas that we find through future
that's
oil
obviously
and gas exploration.
That's obviously true long term, but I think he's asking more short term with the folk who are actually working there now.
Yeah, so in the short term, we've got a plan for a just transition, and we just published our manifesto today, which includes a huge investment plan in jobs, in green infrastructure, and green industries, and in particular supporting workers in the oil and gas industry who are very highly skilled people, but supporting them to transition into other industries and use their engineering skills elsewhere. And it needs to be done in a planned and managed way, because that's what we got wrong with coal. Like, I grew up in West Fife. It was an area completely steeped in coal, both in coal mining and in coal power stations as well. And the thing that went wrong there was that we worked on the basis if we could continue to keep digging up coal and burning coal when we knew fine well that we couldn't, and we didn't make any plan for transition. So the oil and gas...
People were left high and dry, pretty much, yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
Great.
So
what about the Alba question? What about the Alba question?
Well, I think that's pretty hypothetical, because polls have consistently showed that they're not going to return any MSPs anyway. We support independence.
When they first came out, did they give you a little shake? Because obviously their strategy is to get folk to vote for them on the list, and obviously that's maybe where the Greens will do well. So did they give you a little wobble?
Well, not particularly, because we've got the Greens support independence, but we support independence for a reason. It's about building a just and fair Scotland, and it's also about supporting radical local democracy right down to grassroots level. Alba don't seem to stand for anything other than then having a second independence referendum adds a dodgy position on human rights. So the people who vote for the Greens, we know consistently vote for us because they like our message, they like what we've got to offer, and they like our track record as well. Alaba have none of those. So they're very welcome to stand on their position. But the people who vote for the Greens are very different and are Green voters.
All right. Well, listen, thanks for answering the question, because I did kind of promise that it wasn't going to be very political, but thanks for answering anyway. The people who love the Greens, and Kirsten says we love mags. So you've got some fans out there in the quiz. I better get off. It should have only been 15 minutes, but you've been great to speak to. So we've gone on a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for doing the quiz.
Thanks for having me. Thanks. Hopefully I'll see you in a real life pub quiz sometime soon when we're allowed.
Damn right, otherwise I'm going to go bust. So I'll see you then. Take care.
Nope. Bye.
Bye. Right, she was great, and terrific score for the Greens. Right, okay. We can talk about that a little bit more in a minute, but I better do some games for names. We've hit 8:30. I'm going to do some quick games for names anyway, because I know some of you will have been waiting for that. So let's do... You know what we're going to do, actually? Let's do Hangman. Let's start with it, because I've got Hangman ready, and that's fairly quick. Right, so let's do a little bit of Hangman before we spin the wheel. Give you a few more chances to get on the wheel. Yeah, I like that. A woman called M. Hall who hates films. She's my long-lost twin. Yeah, that's right. Marion Hall, Mags Hall, both don't like films. Is there a connection? Let's get some science on it. Right, okay, so here we go. 1966 song. And there's, thanks for the question, Big Mac, and thanks for saying that. Thanks for answering. Good luck. Yeah. That's funny. Someone's saying, same answers as Patrick Harvey last night. Kirsten coming back with, well, they're Greens. They're allowed to recycle their answers. Good stuff. Right, get the letters on, folks. Right, Louise has gone for K-R. Richard's got SPT. So K-R, SPT. Let's see what we get here. K. First one to guess it, obviously, in the chat gets on the wheel. K-R. There's a K, there's no R. Is there an S? There's no S. Whoa, look at that. That's sensational. I think that's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, paint it black. Brilliant, Chris. Paint it black. That was in seconds flat, which is what we need, actually, because we're a wee bit late coming to this. So, just go back over here to the wheel. Let's close that. Google search, don't be needing that anymore. And let's get Chris M on the wheel. Okay, brilliant. Nice one. Paint it black. It's the Rolling Stones, of course. Right, let's do another one. Let's get a few, see how many of these we can fit in. Right, Margaret Ann's looking for a K. Might have been for the other one, but let's just start off with that anyway. It's just a way of getting letters. And an E. Yes. Now, this is an animal, a type of animal. Yeah, good job, Chris. That was well spotted. Yeah, I remember Magsy's quiz team Fuzzy Ducks down at the Brass Monkey Leaf. Whoa. Oh, yeah. That was good, Gary. That's really good. Absolutely fantastic. It's a great white shark. That was with 2 letters on the board. Sensational. Great white shark. They get a bad press, great white sharks, but there are great white friends. That's who they are. Right, Gary. McInnes is on the board. So quick. Well done. Go, Gary. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Great stuff. Not a Greta white shark. It's a different thing. It's a lot more environmental. Right. A place. Here's a geography one now. What we got now? Let's do, it's only 3 minutes after 8:30. We'll do a couple more of these before we spin the wheel. I've got Where Am I? So I'll do that as well, right? Just... If what do you want to do? Do you want to spin now, or do you want to do a quick bit of Where Am I? We'll do this one here. definitely. South Shields? No, it's not South Shields, not this time. Margaret Ann's looking for an S. There is no S. Margaret Ann's looking for P. There's no P. Richard's looking for a C and an R. No C. We've had R already. That's there. Then we've got T-E-N. Okay. E-T-N. Yeah, someone's going to get this, surely. A place. A place you all know. Yay, Chris there again. That's Great Britain. Being quiz people, you all know the difference between Great Britain, the British Isles, and the United Kingdom. I'm sure you all know that. Don't need to explain that. Well done, Chris. Nice one. Right, okay, let's crack on. You want to spin the wheel, or do you want to? I've got a couple of where am I's here, so we can do this. Actually, you know what? I was really concentrating on just asking the right questions with Mags, but now that she's just gone off, it's like, I do recognise her. I remember her in the pub. Right, let's see what we got. I didn't know that when I got in touch with her. I was being get in touch with anybody, so, or, any candidates. Great Britain, not so great. Well, it doesn't mean like Barry. It's not like Barry Britain. It's like just as in the largest island, hence the great. What we got? Melbourne, Bangkok. Oops. Have I done this one before? Got a funny feeling I've done this one before. Maybe I didn't mark it on my list. Oh, different day, different weather. What's that? Regis Hotel. Taipei, New York, Kuala Lumpur, Frankfurt, Hong Kong are your guesses here. These are not correct. Where's your cool Where Am I intro tonight? Well, I suppose I could quickly do it. It's always there. I've just got to press the button. And then Louisa gets it right. It's Vancouver. Yes. Louisa is having a great night. on getting on the wheel. Appreciate your attempt to try and help out Mags as well, trying to get her some extra points for sulfates. I knew nothing. I don't know anything about science, so I was none the wiser, but it looks like it was two quite different things. That was Graham this time, right? There you go. Excellent. Nice work. Right, okay, let's do another one. I actually thought I was going to start off with the British one, but I pressed the wrong button. Let's see. I've got three of these lined up. I always have three lined up, so let's try it. Let's go the other way. Let's go far away and then move closer to Britain. So where is this? Okay, where are we, folks? Let's have a look around. Bit of grass. These look like tourists, don't they? Yeah, they got tourists written all over them. That guy does. Look at that. I'm just having a look around. Ho Chi Minh, Mexico City, Ashby de la Zouch, Hanoi, Vienna, Manila, Da Nang. Nope, none of these places. Let's go down here. This is that's a nice. Oops, I've lost it. There it is. A nice looking walkway. Zurich, Christchurch, Ullapool, Vientiane, Paris, Bordeaux, Pisa. No. Darwin, Lisbon, Genoa. No. Not too far from Genoa. It's probably the closest one so far. Hey, Richard. Nice answer. It's Nice. En la France. Sur la mer, en Provence. Richard. Renique. Sur le wheel. What's the French word for wheel? I don't know what the French word for wheel is. That's ridiculous. It feels like a really common word. Wheel. It would be like roulade or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, well done, Richard. Nice work. Nice. I like how everyone's just saying you did a nice job there. Nice. Nice. La rule. Right, okay. I was more or less right. Okay, I got one more. Where am I then? We will spin the wheel. Okay, so I went on a bit. I keep thinking I'm going to keep this to 10 minutes, the politics, but it's overrunning tonight. It was good talking to Mags. Right, where are we? Oh, there it is. Right, where are we now? This is the last one tonight. Where are we? Name of town or city. Used to work in Nice. What were you doing? Sort of work. Was that like illegally? Were you like a criminal, like a gangster? So like no national insurance, just real work. What we got? Ely, Whitby, John O'Groats, Ely. No, it's not Ely. Not Musselburgh. Oh, there it is. Look. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Look, that's the Holy Grail. There's a shop called This and That. Portsmouth, Margate, North Berwick, Oban, North Berwick, Berwick. No. IT consultant, just outside of Nice. All right, I see. Cool. Arbroath and Strother. We have it. We've got a winner. It's Peter. It is Anstruther. Yay. In the East Nuke of Fife. Been quite a lot of Fife in the quiz tonight. That's where we started, little monument thing, or old Market Cross, maybe, I don't know. Guy at a bus stop. Checking his ticket. Now he's on his phone, isn't he? You on your phone, pal? I've not been Anstruther for ages. This is nice. It makes me want to go there. Great stuff, Peter. Let me get you on the wheel, and then we be spinning. Peter Middlemass. There we go. So Peter and Bev are both on the wheel tonight. No, I saw your answer, Marion. You were on my one, you were underneath. So it was Margaret answered Arbroath, then Peter said Anstruther, then Alistair said Bucky, and then Marion said Anstruther as well. You're on the wheel though, aren't you, Marion, tonight? Yeah, you are. So you're all right. Right, let's see. Let's get prizy. Let's get the Wheel of Names up on the screen. There's all the names I have been typing out. There's the wheel as a result. Portnocky. Where's Portnocky? Where is that? It's a familiar name, but I don't know where Portnocky is. I couldn't tell you. Is it northeast? Is it like Aberdeen somewhere? Portnocky. Great name. Right, okay, here's the wheel. Let's get prizing, ladies and gentlemen. So the first prize tonight so on the laptop, Marion was first. On the iPhone, Peter was first. There you go. Depends on device. Nah, don't worry, Peter. If you win the gin, because I'm guessing with the same surnames, Bev and Peter are in the same house. If you win the gin, I'll give you something else, right? So we'll start off with a gin, actually. So it's the Pink Gin Moment, as supplied by Bev Middlemass. And here we go. Who's going to win it? It's Marion!
Marion Hall.
Hey, Marion. There you are. Moaning and cussing about not getting on the wheel, and then 25 seconds later, you win a prize! Gin and tonic, a Pink Gin Moment. Do you drink gin? Device is divisive. Never mind that. You've won. You're a winner. Yes. Okay. I'll do this quickly because I know we've run on quite a bit. So take Marion off the wheel because you can be on as many times as you like, but you can only win once. The next prize is Louisa's book from Louisa's, no, not Louisa, Karen. Karen's book from Karen's bookshelf, which tonight is The Falcons of Fire and Ice by Karen Maitland. So let's find out who's going to win The Falcons of Fire and Ice. Here we go. Ole, arriba, encantada, la isla bonita, John, Chris, Gary, yay!
Gary McInnes.
Gary McInnes. I think that was a Where Am I, wasn't it, Gary? You going for that? Did you? Or was it someone else? I can't remember now. But you've won Karen's book. Falcons of Fire and Ice. Wow. I've been trying to like take a moment to look these things up, but I never got around to looking it up, so I don't know anything about the book. If anybody knows anything about The Falcons of Fire and Ice by Karen Maitland, please let us know in the chat, because I don't know anything about it. 2 books in a row. Nah, no need, Louisa. Just getting mixed up. Right, okay. What we got next? Right, it's time for one of my prizes. Check this out. Are you ready? Look. Whoa, tatty scones. 6 tatty scones in 1 packet. I'm going to send them to you in the post because that's still legal. Here we go. Hey, paella. It's Louisa. Going to be, yes.
Louisa Jobson.
Oh, Louisa. All that hard work's paid off. All that answering questions. That dedication to the quiz, it's paid off big time. You've won the tatty scones. And on and on and on. Yes. Okay. And we take all Louisa's off the wheel. The wheel thins out quite dramatically because there was quite a few Louisa's on there tonight. Graham's doing his victory dance. Well, did you not win the bread last week? So I'm keeping you carved up. If you could film that victory dance and post it on the Facebook group, that would be terrific. Thanks very much, because that's what we really need, is seeing people doing victory dances. In fact, I'm going to make a competition out of that. Right. I think I'm calling it right now. Victory dances posted between now and, I don't know, end of the summer. That's vague. Best one wins a really big prize. Okay, anyway, talking of prizes, let's do the bread. I forgot to do the bread first. I knew the bread was coming, but I forgot I need to do it first in case we get somebody who's not in Edinburgh. Right, so let's spin the wheel. This is for the breed from James the Baker, Herbie. If you're in the West End, you go to William Street, you go to Herbie's shop, and you get yourself some good stuff. To say thank you to James for continually sponsoring the quiz for over a year now. When we started, we didn't know how long the lockdown was going to be, didn't know how long I was going to be out of the pub, and he just said, "Oh, we'll keep going, Paul," until just all the way through. And I said, "Thanks very much." I did check with him a few months ago. I said, "You sure you want to keep doing this?" He said, "Aye." So it's great stuff. Thank you to James. If you're ever near a shop, please go in and buy something. Right, here is the breed. Alistair, Caroline, Big Mac, Big Mr. Mackey.
John Mackey.
Who just missed out on the tatty scones, but has come up with the greater baked product success and has got himself the breed. You ever got the bread before, John? Mr. Mackey, have you ever won it? Mr. Mackey's won a few things on the quiz, but I'm not sure if he's ever won the bread. So that's superb. Great stuff. Graham says, fuck to your victory dance request. You don't have to upload it. It's just if you do, there'll be a prize. You know what I mean? For the best one. But then, of course, he's the one dancing. You're the one uploading. He's maybe not in total control of it. Right. I've got a couple more. I got one more prize anyway. I got another. I don't have any sitting right here, but £100,000 National Lottery scratch card. Let's finish off with a scratchy. Here we go. Hey! Encantada! Paella empanada. Caroline Thompson.
Caroline Thompson.
Now, Caroline is definitely a name I've seen before, but I don't know if you've been a winner before, Caroline. So that's good news. If you're still here, well done. And please send me a message with your address so that I know where to send your scratch card. All right. That's how it works. Everybody else who's come up so far tonight has been previous winners, so I don't need to ask their address. And I can't remember if you have won something or not. Actually, I've got the spreadsheet right here. If I just type it in, it should tell me straight away. Caroline. No, I think you're new. Thompson with no P. Or that's the way I typed it anyway. I could be wrong. So well done. Great stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Mr. Mackey's genuinely delighted, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well, it is the best prize of all. Like, we've had different sponsors and, you know, but James the Baker is the best. No doubt about it. And the bread itself is from heaven. Way! All right, first time winner. Right, good. You're still here. Well done, Caroline. So just send me a message. Usually Facebook's the thing, but if you're on Twitter or whatever, just send me a message and give me your postal address. And I'll sort you out, get it in the post. Right. Well done for losing your wheel virginity, Caroline. I never really thought of it in those terms, Richard, but well, I don't know if you'll be millionaires. Most of the cards I send out are £100,000. So, but, you know, wouldn't complain. See if you gave Elon Musk £100,000. He wouldn't even blink. He wouldn't care. A centibillionaire. I can't believe that. I can't believe there's such thing as a billionaire. I remember reading something last year or the year before, and it was somebody saying billionaires are a sign of failure. They're a failure of society. If you have a society where you have such a thing as a billionaire, then that society's failed. And I tend to agree. A long lockdown. Yeah, it has. Certainly has. If you really want to try that out, you should get married. If you think lockdown's long. Anyway. Ho, 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 ho. Millionaires. Aye, well, see if I won 100 grand, I would feel like a millionaire. If I won a grand, I'd feel like a millionaire right now. If I won £100 right now, I'd be off my nut with pleasure. If I won a tenner right now, I'd probably be pretty pleased. Luckily divorced. Yeah. I can follow that dream. Yeah, it's a funny old business, isn't it? Married together for life. Till death you do part. Somewhere along the line, quite a lot of us thought that was a good idea. You know? Funny old world. Right, well, I enjoyed the quiz tonight. I thought the quiz was good. A couple of typos. Nothing too serious. It was all right. My accordion version of Flower of Scotland right at the start of the quiz was all right. I was quite pleased with that. I've been trying to play the accordion more. I've played it every day this week for the first time in ages because I've been on the piano more. But I like the piano. I really enjoy playing it, but I think my true passion is to be midway competent at one or two tunes on the accordion. Yeah, it was a good one tonight. We had a great politician. I don't know if I'd vote for the Greens. I really don't know. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. I am your floating voter. It's one of the reasons I started doing this. It's give me a little bit of interest in politics because I kind of feel beyond it all. You know, I feel like it doesn't. Personally, I feel like nothing they do matters. And I know that's nihilist, and I know it's essentially wrong because what they do really matters. But in terms of picking someone to vote for, I find it very difficult. Tips link. Yeah, I put the link up earlier, but I'll do that again. Thank you very much for asking, Chris. You know what I mean? It's like, it's easy to get views in the world. Very, 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 very difficult to find a political party that reflects those beliefs. It is for me, anyway. They all seem to do something that just gets up your nose. You know, that's the donation there. Good, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Mr. Mackey. Well done on the winning the breed. That's a great one. It'd be great if all the regulars could win the breed. All the Edinburgh-based regulars could win the breed between now and the end of this situation. Because I'll keep doing online quizzes right after I'm back in the pub. But James has given an awful lot. I don't think I'll keep holding him to it unless he really wants to. I think he's doing it. I don't know if it's expanding his business. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's a commercially sound thing for him to do. I'm really glad he's doing it. 34 years. Hats off, Peter. Nice work. You got some going to catching up with old Prince Philip and Liz Ball, though, aren't you? Liz the quiz. What were they? Was it 74 years in the end? I think that's right. Yeah, 1947. They got married. And he's just popped off last week. The old Duke. 74 years. I was reading some facts about him today because I'm going to do a video of facts about the Prince Philip. Interesting character, you know. I'm more or less anti-royalist, but you know, as a concept. But out of all of them, he's probably my favourite royal, you know what I mean? Gets stuck in, like, you know, read a lot. He probably would have been a really good guy to have on a pub quiz, actually, Prince Philip. Gigantic privilege aside, you know, plus he'd probably get the beers in, wouldn't he? You know, because he'd be like, Phil, look, you own half of England and some of Scotland. Can you not just get the drinks just for tonight? And he'd be like, you cunt, you fucking cunt. All right. I don't know if he ever said words like cunt. I don't know if the Queen swears like that, like in her quiet moments. Like to think that she does. You'd like to imagine the Queen just opening up and going full verbal. Like when she's watching The Chase or something like that and she gets one wrong that she really knew. She just let fly with the invective, the swearing. If he brought his family along the pub, it would be dry before too long. Yeah, they like the sauce. He would have. He would have done the whole thing. Prince Philip would be at the bar, right? He wouldn't be at a table. He'd stand at the end of the bar where all the guys are and all the people. All the life is at the bar. And he'd be firing into the birds, chatting them up left, right, and centre. Because you get guys like that on pub quiz teams and they're kind of useless to the pub quiz team. But Prince Philip, because he reads a lot and knows a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, he'd be chatting away to ladies, giving them all the charm, giving them all the Duke charm. And then he'd just turn his head round and he'd be like, it's Kinshasa. Give you the right answer. It's hydrogen sulfide. He just fired them off in between giving the chat to the ladies. Telling him about the time he saved a ship in the war and stuff like that, you know. I'm also a Duke. You're not, they would say. And you go, I'm a Duke. I'm the Duke of Edinburgh. Woohoo! Couldn't miss, could he? Fish in a barrel. If he hadn't been, you know, so faithfully married to the Queen. And if he actually went to the pub. Maybe he'd just get annoyed by being in the pub. Too many plebs. Not enough blood sports in the pub. I say, I haven't shot anything for a while. Ugh. Should we go outside and shoot something? I've got no idea what his voice sounds like. Yeah, he would have been firing in. Thanks for doing the quiz tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I've gone way on. It's 9 o'clock. But that's cool. I enjoyed it. I'll be back on Friday at 7 o'clock if you want to do a quiz on Friday and also at 9 o'clock. There's a choice on Fridays. You can do it at the 7 o'clock time, or you can come and join us later at 9 o'clock. Both quizzes put names on the wheel, but I spin the wheel after the second quiz, you see. And the second quiz, the questions are all the same in the main quiz, but all the things to get on the wheel are different. So, you know, no one can cheat on the second one by coming to the earlier one or anything like that. You know what I mean? So the ways of getting on the wheel are all different, but the main quiz, the one for uploading. Oh yeah, that's the thing. If you haven't uploaded your score tonight, make sure you do. And I will do a league table. I think he would like the pub. Old Prince Philip. I wonder if he ever went to the Persevere in his entire life. At the bottom of Easter Road. I wonder if he ever saw Hibs play. 99 years. And I wonder if he saw the Hibs play once. I wonder if he ever... Nah, he would never have... Nah, he wouldn't have seen part of Thistle. 1921 he was born. Was that not the year Thistle won the Scottish Cup? I think it was. (1921) Scottish Cup. Just looking this up. Yeah, Partick Thistle 1, Rangers 0. That's a great fact. I've just looked this up on Wikipedia and immediately found a fantastic fact. Look. Final. See, I've looked up. Oh, that's the whole thing. The 1920-21 Scottish Cup. Final. The match was dubbed the boycott final after the Scottish Football Association raised the admission price from 1 shilling to 2 shillings. And it was played in the midst of a miners' strike, so the attendance was only 28,000. And it was played at Celtic Park. And that's I think that's a fairly low number for back then. For a cup final. Wow, the boycott final. I mean, 2 shillings doesn't sound like much, but if the price used to be 1 shilling, then that's tons. Oh, he'd fit right in the Strathy. Prince Philip. Even if he was like, because when I was previously just thinking about this, I was thinking, you know, imagining Prince Philip in the pub. I was imagining if he wasn't actually the Duke of Edinburgh, if he was just the same guy, but, you know, not married to the Queen. But the thing about the Strathy is that he could be the Duke of Edinburgh and the guy who was married to the Queen, and nobody in there would even notice. They'd be like, oh, it's another old guy who wants to get absolutely leathered. Hey, come in, be one of the boys. It is a great pub. It was the last quiz I did before the lockdown was in the Strathy, because it was a Thursday night and I used to do the Strathy at 7 o'clock and then go up the road and do Newsroom at 9. But Newsroom was cancelled that night because nobody turned up, because that was the start of the proper lockdown. That was when people were genuinely scared that they were going to catch a disease and die. And I know a lot of people have caught the disease and died. But I think that fear for a lot of people, I'm sure it's still the same for some people, but I think for a lot of people, that fear has somewhat abated. You know what I mean? Like, I was scared. The last couple of weeks before the lockdown forced the pubs to shut, I was going out and working, and I was like, man, I'm scared. You know, I'm going to catch this thing. I'm going to die. But I need to keep going to the pub to earn money. That's crazy. It doesn't feel like that anymore. I just want to get back. I don't care anymore. I just want to get back in the pub and earn. It's been bizarre. I wonder if we'll remember it. You know, I mean, everyone says we'll always remember this year. I wonder. See, when I'm 70 or 90 or something like that, I wonder if I'll remember. Or it'd be like, oh yeah, the pandemic. A little bit like 9/11. Mind you, 9/11 was just one day. And it was on the telly, and that was it. Like, it's kind of living through it thing, although it's not what you think about. It's not necessarily how I would have pictured living through a pandemic. There's great efforts being made to make things feel normal. We've got this way of working on computers now, makes it sort of normal. Kids being off school, but that's after a while, that's felt kind of normal. Weird stuff. The boycott final. 1 shilling to 2 shillings. Right, I'll leave you with that. I'm out of here. Good night, folks. Thanks very much for doing the quiz. Oh, did you? Right, brilliant. You won the last Strathy quiz. You're technically the last winners of the quiz then. Of the real life dodgeball quiz. That night I went up to the newsroom. I've told this before. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. There was one team of people who turned up. The pub had 2 tables of people in it, one that was just passing by, and 3, I think, young people who turned up for the quiz. They were kind of semi-regulars, and they turned up, and no one else had turned up. It had been getting, that was the week it had gone nuts. Everything was getting quieter and quieter by the day, almost by the hour. You could see the town dying. But these kids actually turned up, so obviously we couldn't do the quiz, just one team. So we gave them the booze. So they were kind of the winners, but they didn't do an actual quiz. You were the last team to win the actual quiz. Was that as Tower of Psychiatry? Is that right? I've probably got it written down. I used to keep all the record. I don't even know where those Excel files are now. I mean, I could find them. Yeah, reigning champions. It's like Partick Thistle are the reigning champions of the Tennent Sixes. And Scotland are the reigning champions of the Five Nations. There must be a few other things like that. In fact, it'd be a good round, maybe a pick 5 round. Who are the reigning champions of things that have been discontinued? Yeah, the Tower. Nice one. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you all very much. Good night. Love you all. See you Friday, hopefully.